FAM's Afternoon Drive with Chris Walker.
So we're back again with Estefania for the Women's Resource Society because we have a radiothon coming up. At the end of next week?
Next week already.
Oh, I can't believe it's already here. Like, I'm so thankful. I'm so excited for it. But it seems like just yesterday we were like, oh, we're planning for it. We hope we can do this. And,
yes.
And now it's like right there. It's within arm's reach. Estefania, first off, for those who don't know, tell me a bit about the Women's Resource Society and what it is you guys do.
So the Women's Resource Society helps low-income families in Fort St. John that include men, women, kids, seniors. And one of our programs is specifically for women and their kids living abuse. So rebuilding their lives after they leave an abusive relationship.
And that's Sky's Place
Yes.
is the program, the housing that we're talking about. That's one of the many things that we are raising money for. Now, this not being your traditional radiothon because not only are we accepting donations of cash, check, credit, but food as well. Mm-hmm. We're asking people to drop off and some different personal hygiene products as well. We have a full list over on our website, moosefm.ca, or through the Moose FM app. If you see the big Radiothon button, click it. There's a wonderful write-up of why we're raising money, of not just the money that we're raising, the food that we're looking for, the personal hygiene supplies that we're looking for, et cetera, et cetera. But what we want to talk about today are some of the numbers, because when you sent them to me, I thought there was a typo. I thought that you had added a zero to some of these, and I was genuinely shocked. I couldn't believe some of the numbers that we have. For instance, how much does it cost to run Sky's Place every year?
Well, last year, it was $408,000. That's operational cost.
And that's one where I went, no, it can't be. $400,000 is...
And it's just like what we have now is not what we want to change. It's like if we want to change the kitchens.
That is just sustained presence, right? That's as is. Now let's ask this question first. How does a place like Sky's Place cost $400,000? Like where does that money go?
So we do receive multiple subsidies and grants for the government. Like we're always raising money. But the expenses are in insurance, professional fees, because you have a person that's a counselor that works from Sky's Place, giving counseling to women and kids. So we have to pay her salary.
Yep.
That's a full-time job. We have repairs and maintenance of 12 houses. We have utilities. We have supplies. We have to pay benefits, insurance. What is this? Amortization?
Sure.
This is my balance sheet from my bookkeeper. I'm trying to interpret this. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of costs that people might not think about when we're landlords, basically.
Yes.
So, and we always have a 24/7 person on call. So even if someone is locked out on a Saturday at midnight, we attend that call.
Yeah, literally not wanting to leave people out in the cold.
Exactly.
That's just one. I'll tell you another number that absolutely shocked me is when we're talking about the Women's Resource Society, we love that people are utilizing it, as they should, right? Especially if you were out there and you were in need, absolutely you should be using this system. The total visits for the Women's Resource Society last year was 17,797. Now, forgive me for rounding up by 3, but 17,800 visits in a year in a place the size of Fort St. John seems outlandish to me. And I don't want to call it a game, but I kind of played this game where I walked around and asked some of the announcers, some of the staff, I said, I just got the facts. How many visits do you think the Women's Resource Society got last year? The highest guess was 1,200.
Oh, wow.
Not 12,000. Because, again, you think in a place only the size of Fort St. John, we're looking at 25,000 people. We of course, we love to see the people use it, but 8 18,000, 17,800 just is a mind-boggling number, I think, for so many people. And that's why we're raising money.
Yes.
And that's why we're asking for food for the almost 18,000 people that use the Women's Resource Society. That's why we need this money.
Yeah, because you might think, oh, it's only homeless people who access our services. No, it's mostly families that they cannot meet the end of their month with the salary.
Exactly.
You have 3 kids and you're making only $40,000 a year. You're probably struggling with groceries.
Yeah.
So you come to us and we help. We don't ask questions.
And I mean, we're talking, like I say, it's hygiene products that you would think. It's shampoos, conditioners. It is diapers. It is tampons and pads and cups. It is the small things that most of us, especially men, wouldn't think about. Are the things that you guys are trying to make sure that you have on hand at all times so that you don't have to ask questions, so that we're not saying, well, show me your T4 and prove to me that you can't pay
No, and we never.
right? No, that's not something we ever want to get into. So to the people out there who are the normal givers, the normal donors for the Women's Resource Society, massive thank you, because you're part of the reason they have been so successful. To those who have not given are the occasional supporters. Next Friday, March the 6th, we're going to be at Festival Plaza from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., and that's where we need your help. If you are the occasional supporter, if I've donated once, twice, every now and then a food piece, if I see you guys set up at Shoppers Drug Mart, for instance, this is where we need you to step forward, because it's been a rough year. It will continue to be a rough year. And we know that we need that extra support.
Yeah, it's a rough year. It was a rough year last year because we had more visits and less funding. Yeah. So the ideal scenario is having 0 visits, because that means there's no need.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that will be awesome. But the reality is we just get more and more and more every year. And that's the money coming in is not matching that speed, that increase.
Unfortunately, yeah. Especially like you say, when we're talking about a loss of funding for whatever reason, and we're not blaming any level of government or a supporter. We're not here to point fingers. We're just here to say the funding is not there from a couple of years ago. We need to make that up somewhere, and that's why we're crowdfunding. We're asking for the community support in this.
Exactly. So that's what we're also relying on a lot of events that we didn't have before, and this is one of those. Let's start a radiothon for Sky's Place.
Yep.
We want to support those moms. We have a lot of success stories of women who went there. They can live up to 2 years and they say, you know what, that was a place where I could just restart, and now I am a manager in an office and I have a great job that I didn't have before Sky's Place. So we have a lot of those stories, and then they come back and donate.
Yeah, and that's again to those who have been through it. What a great opportunity for you to come down anonymously, if you would so choose. Share your story, be it on air or just with you guys, some of your staff, some of our staff, whatever it might be. We can pass the stories on, but we would love to hear the success stories. We would love to see you come back. We would love to see this reach its goal of about $45,000. And we know that in this economy, it is a bit of an ask. We know it. We get it. But I mean, if you think that we're struggling with a full fridge of food, with a full tank of gas, if we're finding it harder, there are others who are far worse, and we are trying to lift them up as opposed to knock everybody else down.
Yeah, and $45,000 is because it's our 45th anniversary.
Yep.
And also I'm reaching out to companies asking them for $1,000. So if I have 45 companies that give me $1,000,
we can wrap up and go home. We don't even need to do next week. Don't worry about it. We'll shut it all down.
So if you're part of a company, or you know a company that is willing to give us $1,000 a day, we will love to have them as one of our 45 champions for this radiothon.
That's awesome. The other thing that you can do is challenges. This is something that happens at every Radiothon is someone from the school board will show up and go, I'd like to see all teachers make a $20 donation. I'd like to see all school bus drivers. I'd like to see anybody who works in public works make a $25 donation. And with that, a couple of challenges later, suddenly you go from we don't have a whole lot to we're a couple of grand in, a couple of businesses drop by, and the job is easy, the job is done, and we can feed people, and we can keep kids warm, and we can get the clothing, the things that we need, the things that not are necessarily even desired, just the bare minimum for comfort. We can do it with your help.
Yes, and this community is incredible. Anytime we come together, we do great things, and that happened before, it's happening right now, and I know it can happen again.
Absolutely. Estefania, anything else that we're missing before we take off?
No, I'll come again this week and we can talk more.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. Estefania, thank you so much, as always, for the work that you guys do, for dropping by, and for joining us for this Radiothon next Friday, March 6th, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Festival Plaza. It's going to be a success. You watch.
This community interview is supported by your Member of Parliament, Bob Zimmer. Stop by his office in Fort St. John at 9916 100.